What's up, chums? Sharky here. So, this is gonna be a more serious video. It's a video that I've been wanting to make for a long time, and I'm kind of nervous about making it just because I don't like bringing up a lot of things from the past, but I feel like I needed to make this just to have some closure on it. For the sake of privacy in this video, the person's name will be changed to, despite the name, they're actually not part of the furry community at all, so don't try to go look this person up. If you know who I'm talking about, like if you're a close friend of mine and you know who I'm talking about, don't contact them, don't harass them. This video is about a person that I used to be best friends with, and bear with me, I kind of wrote a script of some sorts just to get my thoughts organized. I'm no longer friends with this person, and I kind of want to go into why, and just how things devolved over time. So I had met my sophomore year of high school. We kind of unknowingly hung out with the same friend group. Mostly, people that were geeks, skaters, nerds, goths, like that group of people, artists, people that just hung out together that were kind of didn't fit into any other group of friends. We ended up being in the same PE class. For those of you who don't know what PE stands for, it's physical education. I think we were paired up as a team for some of the activities in PE. It was through that we kind of started talking and getting to know each other. At first, things were fine. We liked a lot of the same things, and we liked a lot of the same music, and they were nice. We ended up becoming what I would consider to be best friends over the course of a couple years. They were actually 1 year ahead of me, but we continued to stay friends even after they graduated. And I had a really rocky relationship, I would say. Eventually, I started to discover unhealthy patterns in his behavior towards me and other friends, honestly. Um, they were very jealous and had a lot of bitterness towards certain people. They were very nosy. They started exhibiting behaviors that I would consider erratic or irrational, just really extreme, abrupt behaviors that I wouldn't consider normal. Which, when I initially met them, I never noticed any of that until much later. On this channel, I take mental health very seriously, and I just want to preface the things that I'm about to say with I know mental health is a struggle. I know that it's not easy, to bear with people who have mental health problems. I myself have mental health problems, and I'm not trying to make fun of this person for having issues with their mental health at all. Our relationship had kind of started to decline the more that their mental health started to decline. We had been friends off and on for about 7 to 8 years, I would say. We had a lot of times throughout our friendship where they would suddenly stop being friends with me over something I said or did that they just didn't like, and then come back a couple weeks to a couple months later and be like, I'm sorry, I want to be friends again. That happened a lot, throughout our relationship. And it was usually over something stupid or things that shouldn't be a friendship ender, in my opinion. I tried to just be a good friend and stay with them and be supportive, even at their highest and lowest points, but it started getting to a point where I just couldn't handle it anymore, or wasn't prepared enough to handle what was actually happening. Along with noticing these patterns of behavior and changes in mental health, I started to realize that this friend was really possessive of me, and I felt very manipulated for things money, car rides, gas, food. they would kind of use me to get to other people that I was friends with. But they would really try to insert themselves into my other relationships with my other friends. They always wanted to know who I was spending time with and like why I wasn't spending time with them, and just very like prying and like nosy about stuff like that. They tried to get me to spend less time with friends that they didn't like, which you already know is a toxic relationship. Like, even if it's not a romantic one, somebody trying to separate you from your other friends or like know what's going on at all times is toxicity. So, one of the people that was kind of a victim of this was one of my friends. Around the same time that I had met another person that was in a foreign country online. Had gotten into some legal trouble for stealing and had asked us both for money to bail, in their words, bail me out of jail. At the time, I was only working part-time. I really did not have any money at all. No savings. I was still living with my parents at the time. And unfortunately, against my warning to my online friend, they ended up sending almost $2,000 of their own money um, as bail, and had promised to pay it back but never did. And even to this day, has never paid my friend back. We don't even know what the money was actually used for, if that was even true. My online friend that I was pretty close with told me that had hacked into my social media and was messaging them and my other friends pretending to be me. And that's a pretty big accusation, right? Well, at first, I wasn't really sure about it, but then I kind of got confirmation the more that I started to think about it, because what happened was I later found proof of this claim because I had sent a private message about to my boyfriend at the time, and they basically repeated the private message that I had sent my boyfriend back to me in a later conversation, like exact words that I had said. And there's no way that they would have known exactly what term I would have used unless they had access to my accounts. I don't have any of those old accounts anymore. This included like my Facebook, my DeviantArt. Panda would often lie and manipulate me into giving them money, taking them out to restaurants, giving them rides to places like I had mentioned. I had no idea how abnormal their behavior was or that I was being manipulated by them. During our friendship, like I really was oblivious to like how much I was putting in and how much they were not reciprocating that. A lot of times they would blame it on money, like I don't have money was an excuse that I heard a lot, but it wasn't even about the money. It was more like just I felt like I was putting more into the relationship than I was receiving at times throughout the relationship. I started inviting them to my church at the time, which I thought might help their mental health, but it slowly turned into them pretending to be a Christian believer just so I would like them. Their words, not mine. I would never want anyone ever to fake their religious beliefs for me to like them. We had already been friends for years at this point, and I don't understand why they felt the need to fake being a Christian so that they could stay in my life. It did not make any sense to me at all. I was very hurt and very confused when they told me that. I wanted them to get help. That was the only way that I knew how at the time, and I didn't know what else to do. It was only supposed to be positive. So, despite knowing all of this later, I still chose to remain friends with for a couple more months after they decided to break things off with me. And the last words that they said to me were, "See you in hell." And at that time, their mental health had really spiraled out of control. I tried to be a good friend and I tried to be there for them, but I just was not prepared to deal with what was happening. Like, and I'm not trying to diminish, their issues or like make fun of them in any way, but it was very concerning to me. They had shaved their head, they quit their job, they started getting into drug use, and I didn't know how to deal with it. I mean, as a friend, like how to be supportive during that time. It was way beyond me. Like there was nothing that I could possibly do to actually help them. If you ever see anybody exhibiting these behaviors, please encourage them to get professional help. This is very serious. After we had stopped talking to each other for a couple years, I started seeing messages from popping up on my email, DMs on social media, and even this YouTube channel. And I did everything I could to block them and remove them completely from my life for my own safety and my family's safety. It got to a point where they were unpredictable and I wasn't sure like if they would come find me because we still lived in the same state for a while, and I was borderline scared. Like, I really just did not know what they were capable of. My family encouraged me strongly to stay away from them. We had moved several times due to other reasons, but thankfully now we do not live in the same state anymore. They have since attempted to contact me through other means, which I thought was very alarming. They had tried to reach me through my boyfriend a few times. They tried to message my other friends. Very abnormal. Like, if somebody stops being friends with you, that's not normal. You don't go and try to seek things about their life. The last message that they sent me was in March of 2022, and I blocked them. I have them blocked on everything, including YouTube. There's still a chance that they might see this video, and I'd like to say the following in response to the message that was last sent to me. So if you don't want to hear this, you can click off, but I feel like I have to say this. I'm not going to outline the details of the message that they sent me, but this is my response. So, from my perspective, our friendship did not end because of me. Prior to inviting you to church with me, I had always accepted you the way that you were. I only wanted for you to get help for your mental health, and the only way that I knew how at the time was through God. I never wanted you to fake being a Christian so you could stay friends with me. You ended things with me. I just kind of over time discovered like how much manipulating and lying you had done to me. And I felt that I put in more than you were putting in. I decided to cut you out of my life when you came back to me because you were influencing my life in a negative way. As your mental health became more unstable, I wasn't sure how to be prepared to deal with that, and you refused to get help several times. I honestly don't think that we could ever be friends again because I've moved on spiritually, emotionally. I forgive you for all the times you lied and manipulated me. I don't want you in my life anymore because I don't feel like it's healthy for me. I just had to post this video because I needed to get that off my chest. It's something I've been sitting on for years now. I'm not mad. I know I might sound mad, but I'm just over it. Like, I'm tired of dealing with this. I don't want you to message me anymore. Please, like, don't comment on this video because then people will know who you are. That's really all I have to say about this. So, thank you so much for watching this and bearing with me through this, and I'll talk to you guys next time.